Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and today we are back with another exciting and interesting tutorial. So in this video we are going to talk about Datadog and it's a very beginner course for all Datadog users. So this will be a complete beginner course on Datadog where we will help you to learn the Datadog for a beginner. Okay, so that's why we call it Datadog 101 course. And to get started on this tutorial, I will talk about what is Datadog a little bit. Then I will show you how you can learn with the lab infrastructure from Datadog. So I will show you how to make use of the lab and learn the complete basics and the beginner of Datadog, how it can be used. Okay. So before getting into the lab part as a demo, what I want to ask you like if do you know Datadog or have you used it before? If you have used it, just put your comments into this video comment section. Okay. So for those who don't know Datadog, so the question is like, what is Datadog, right? Because if you have not used it, you will be not knowing, what is it because it just see, a picture of puppy with, a dashboard, right? So as it says, the Datadog is a SaaS-based monitoring and analytic tools. So it's a monitoring and analytic tool like Splunk. You have different tools which are Prometheus, Grafana, right? We have used a lot of tools for monitoring. You also had different other tools like iSync, different tools like in IT for DevOps and SREs. They use different tools to monitor their infrastructure. So from a DevOps and SRE teams, using Datadog is pretty important because if you are using Datadog as is your tool for monitoring, you will be using it to determine your performance metrics as well as event monitoring on both on-prem or infrastructure or cloud services. So Datadog is easily integrated with can be integrated with different kind of infrastructures, whether it's an on-prem or it's in a cloud base or it's a network systems. Okay, so the benefit of Datadog is easily customizable. It's a very easy learning curve. You don't have too much of technical stuff to learn. If you want to create a dashboards or metrics out of it, the integrations are also really easy. You have an agent-based installations where you can collect the metrics. You have a lot of integrations. It's about different integrations from Datadog perspective. Now I will show you all those things in the demo video. And you have 250 product integration like AWS, cloud-based systems, and you can easily customize, for your need. So give some example of monitoring, like you can monitor infrastructure, network performance. You can have network device, serverless monitoring, cloud cost management. So different kind of things you can do with Datadog. So all these things, it's pretty simple. So before, not getting too much into the theoretical discussion, I want to show you what I mean by Datadog 101 course, right? So let's jump into that. So in order to get started on this course, what I would like you to do is go to learn.datadoghq.com and sign in. Means if you are not an account member, you just click on create an account and just enter your username, your last name, email address, password. You don't have to put organization if you are not signing up with your company account. You can just use a simple blank, keep it blank. If you're signing with your company email or something, you can just use your organization as well. So for example, I already logged in, and if you search for Datadog 101, you will have two courses. One is for SRE, another one is developer. So the developer is more of an application monitoring, like the Java or Python or different kind of application performance. But this is more since we are talking more about DevOps stuff like infrastructure monitoring, I will go for site reliability engineer. You can just sign up for it, and you can see it's completely free. So you can just click on enroll for free. Okay, since I already registered, I'm getting into the enrollment. Now we will see how we can use, because this is a complete like a demo course where you will be getting a lab infrastructure as well as you can try everything, in this tutorial. So you can see this will take you hands-on tour on Datadog application performance, network monitoring, okay, and usefulness for site reliability engineer as related to DevOps, okay. So you will need the APMs and NPM for network analysis and but you will get all this information here. Like you can see, it says application performance. Here it says network performance. You can see it's an introduction. Let's mark it as completed. Now you can see, this will give you a lab environment. So this is instructions configuring how to do. So I'm not going to do going through all these steps because I will show you a little bit of in the demo. You can click on this PDF, which will give you quite a lot of instructions how to set up stuff. It's just waiting to load, so you can see throughout the lab each section, you can navigate. So it give you the instruction how to set up all those things. Okay, now let's mark this as complete. Let's go to the lab. Okay, so now we are going to set up our infrastructure for hands-on lab. Okay, so what you need to do is you can press the launch button, and it's a 1 hour no, lab. So let's click on it. So the lab is getting created. Let's wait for a few minutes. Okay, so the lab is ready. So you click on start. Once your lab is ready, now you will get the instructions, because you can see your Datadog credential to log into your website. So what you can do is you can just click on this. It will open a Datadog instance, and you can log in with this user name and the password. So you just need to select, it's copied, you just paste and log in. So this is where the interesting part comes, because now you have a complete Datadog instance where you can play around with. So you can see you have one host reporting to Datadog. You can, everything is already set up for you. So you can also read through this documentation, because it will give you a clear picture on a lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm not going through the documentation, but you can also go through, the instruction here. So what it says throughout this lab, it give you a lot of information. If you, in case if you if you clear this screen and you lose your user ID and password, what you need to do is just write creds, and you can get the URL to log in and the username password at any point of time. So that's good. Now let's go to tracing. So when application is configured correctly, it's traced all, there are quite a lot of information, but I will let you read through. So for me, I want to show you Datadog. Okay. Now what Datadog you have? So you have a dashboard where you can list the dashboard. So you don't have a dashboard yet, I think. You have monitors, you have watchdog, you have service management, you have infrastructure. This is pretty interesting, because if you have, any infrastructure, you just go to host map, you will get all the information. Now you have two hosts which are monitoring this. You can also see like container map. If there are some containers running, you can see there is 6 containers running. You can also see Kubernetes overview if it's integrated to through using, Kubernetes. No, it's not. Okay. And interesting thing, you have 14 days, to play around with this. Okay. So you have 14 days to learn anything you want. Okay. And you can see the APM, application management, where you can explore if you have traces of all the kind of things. Okay. So you can see application performance monitoring. Okay. So we're not going to touch about that much. Mainly, what I would like to touch is logs and metrics. So if you're trying to do, capturing different logs into Datadog, this will be an interesting part. You'll be able to explore all the logs here. Okay, So let's get started with this. Okay, start using log monitorings. So okay, let's see if there are some logs in this. Okay, so you can see already there are some logs, and you can see it is pretty easy, to have a clear classification because it have different kind of from which host it is coming, from which source, and you have different kind of categories whether it's error only. So and to filter it, it's pretty easy. You just click on error only. So you have already a search with status error only, and it will filter only these things. And it's easy to add different queries. You can just add it here. See what kind of host you want, what kind of source. It's like source by Python or something like that. So source colon colon Python. So it will give you only the source of Python. You can see it's automatically filtered with that. It's not a rocket science. I've seen it's pretty easy to create all these things, and it's even easy to convert these into different kind of query, different adding queries. You can even download. You can even convert into a dashboard. You can create monitor from this. Monitor means like whenever there is a alerting you want to do. So monitor is mainly for alerting purpose. I don't know if we have any monitors. No, we don't have it. So if I go back and if I want to create a monitor, let's see what it will give you. Like now you have different kind of monitoring options. We have for how you want to count. You have how frequent you have to do. At what threshold you have to do. You need to write this query of this one first, and based on this, like if you have like a CPU which is going more than 50% or something, you can put that alert should be at more than 50 percentage, and you can configure a text message how you want to do it, to whom you want to send it. So everything you can do it on this. You can see define permissions, right? So it's easy. It's not the complicated one. As I mentioned, once you start using, it's pretty easy for you to define all these kind of things. So as I mentioned, monitor is mainly for alerting purpose. So you set the configuration. You can see I think there is already one here. So you can see there is already an alert here, already a monitoring case. So you can see it is already doing all these things. Okay. So as I mentioned, what I want to show you is like, okay, now we are in the dashboard. Okay, there are some dashboard as well. So you can see there is already some integrations here. So how do I see the integration is here. Okay. So okay, before we get into let's talk about metrics. Okay, so there are two things, right? Metrics and logs. Logs is coming from the logs which we are ingesting, where metrics is pulled from the system based on like whether it's CPU usage or different kind of metrics, memory usage, right? And metrics are used mainly for a long-term statistics. Okay, so if you are not using long-term statistics, I think metrics is not enough. It's not benefit. And also, if you're not using for any alerting or proactive monitoring, I think metrics is there is no point in using metrics, right? Because you need the metrics for some purpose of action to improve your system, right? So you can see there are already metrics, and it's like you can see different kind of metrics is already ingested. System CPU, right? And you can easily navigate from these kind of things to different metrics as well, like view in metrics in summary. So you should be able to see how these are captured, like this is coming from this environment, this host, and this is the instant ID. So all this information you can see it in the this screen, and different kind of metrics. Okay, let's go to explore metrics again. Maybe let's see summary, how many metrics are there. So you can see there are quite a lot of metrics like Datadog agent, the agent running. These are mainly the Datadog metrics. Okay, once you integrate with your system, you will have more system metrics. So that would be great. Let's talk about integration. Okay, so you can see the integration. You have different kind of integration, but now I think we are integrated with Docker and SSH. You have a lot of other integration like Postgres, Python, Ruby, .NET, and AWS is one of interesting one. You know, you can see Amazon EC2, Amazon ECS, EKS. So you can easily integrate a lot of things from cloud. You don't need much of work. But if you're, it's also easy. Like if you are using configuration as code, infrastructure as code. So what you can do is you can create a repository and you can put all this configuration in there and you can apply all these things through there. So you don't need to, do it manually from here. So you can see there will be more customized one from marketplace, an agent, for installation of Datadog agent on your platforms, like if you have on-prem instances, it's pretty easy as well. For example, if you want to ingest your logs from a Windows on-prem instance, it's pretty simple. You have a Datadog agent. You just install the agent. You need to create an API key. It's easily you can create an API key from your account. So it should be over your account. Let me see. You should be able to create API key here. Okay, so you can see your API keys. You can create it from here. So this is your account. You can see like your plan and usage, where you'll know how it is getting charged. Usually Datadog has a charging method of how many hosts or the usage, and how many custom metrics you use, how much logs you ingest. So there is a different calculation on Datadog usage. And you also have the users. You can manage your users over here. You can create teams. You can create different permissions. So all kind of these things you can use using the users and teams roles. You can create your own roles, like whether it's admin role, read-only role, standard role. You also have audit trial, application keys, and API key, which I mentioned. Okay, so what you need to have is need to have an API key, and you need to install the agent so that the agent can send those logs or metrics to your Datadog instance, whichever whether it which this is the test instance, but once you have your own setup in your company, or for your learning, you can use the API key. And the same way, you have different method. It's whether it's Docker if you want to install agent. If you don't want to use the integration which I showed. If you want to use an agent installation, it's pretty easy. You can use the Docker agent command. It's Docker run, and you're going to create again. You need the API key, and to which site you want run the. This is for here. You need to change based on which site it's your Datadog edge instances. Then you need to and you can run these commands, and it will install your agent. So you can send your information. You have it for Red Hat. So it's pretty simple installation. It's not complicated. Everything is properly documented. Let me show you something else as well. Let me go back to your logs. Log Explorer. Was it in Log Explorer? Okay. Okay, I wanted to show you, like, if you go to your logs and you have something called pipeline. This is also pretty interesting because you can have pipelines where you can write the configuration, what you want to ingest into your logs. So you don't need to do it here, but as I mentioned, you can do everything, most of things as infrastructure as code. But you can also do the filtering, for what you're ingesting into your indexes. You can have multiple filters mentioning that I don't want, index something which is only for warning, you can exclude it here. You can write the filter so that you don't want to have everything ingested into your Datadog. So you can have different options, like just like a normal monitoring solutions. You have a different pipeline to find what kind of things are ingested. You have standard attributes, you have indexes, you have log forwarding, you have different you can even convert logs into metrics. That's something pretty interesting, because sometimes we don't want to keep the logs for long, so we just convert into the metrics. So this is something which we usually use, because if there are some logs which we don't want to keep, and we just convert that into metrics, custom metrics, and we use that to create long-term statistics out of it. So that's also pretty interesting. So I think as I mentioned, you also have different kind of dashboards. So once you integrate with the normal lot of integrations in it, automatically usually create a lot of dashboard. Then the one which we create, we can create it by ourselves. So if I go and create a new dashboard, it's like a simple one. Again, you just create dashboard. It have a lot of widgets. You have, time series. You have, query series, top list table, tier map, pie chart. It's very easy. If I want to just go with time series, just add a panel, and you just add, whatever you want. So it's a time series. If you want to have top list, you just add a top list, and you write your queries from everywhere, or just from some only from this component, and you want to average it by host name, or or you want the some it's a different categories. It's just writing a normal query. You can have it like this, or you can even convert into like writing a query by yourself, or you just select your this from here, or you can have a JSON format where you can edit, you can share it with different kind of, and it have a lot of options here. You can keep adding like arithmetic functions, rate, rolling up. So if you want to have it like every every minute, every hour, so you can add keep things, because I don't want to take too much of your time on these things. But this is I just want to show you there are different options. You just need to figure out what you can use. You can even add multiple queries, and you can use some functions like you add a plus b or a divided b, so you can get the metrics added up as well. So it's not as I mentioned, rocket science. Just a simple method. How you can do it, and you also have different options, like you want to show it in different legends. You have different visualization format. You can have overriding unit. You can also add links on some of these things. So when you click, it goes to those links. So let me just change this view probably to something different. Let's see. Well, you can select this top list. Now let's say we take a pie chart. Where is the pie? There is a pie chart for this. Okay, here pie chart. So you can see it's a pie chart. You can have different colors from here, whatever you want. You have a different legend. Whether you want to show up on the right what it is, or if you don't want to show up, you have different configuration options over here. And you also have it, as I mentioned. I will let you go through all these things, because I just wanted to show you there are different options where you can easily pick, and you can even share this dashboard with others using URL. You can export as a JSON file. You can copy. You can create some reports so that this dashboard is shared with you every week in an email, or kind of these things. So it's not complicated. As I mentioned, just try to start using it, and you will be able to easily learn. So as I mentioned, you get this benefit of Datadog. You can, going back to the lab. Okay, I think we close the lab. So going back to the lab, I would say you just follow the instructions over here, and you use this Datadog instant 40 days of trial. You can easily learn all this Datadog information you want to do. You can do all the hands-on. You set up your infrastructure if you want. You can add more logs. You can push those things into your Datadog instance. and you start learning from it. Okay, so you can see this is the Datadog instance I created, and it's you can also see who's the author of it, because this is currently this account and you can even delete, you can control these permissions for all these Datadog instance using what kind of permission you need. So I think I have covered most of everything. APM is more of monitoring, the application side, like database monitoring, the performance monitoring of an application, merely like Java based or Python or Node or different kind of application instance, which is more from an application monitoring point of view, which it's clearly explained over here, application monitoring, how to set up APMs, how to configure the traces for your applications, and all kind of things are described here, like whether it's a Python based application or Ruby and serverless. So this kind of information, if you are going to use it, yes, you can use this instruction and you can learn from it. You can see they have given example of some database or some discount services. So how to trace the logs and everything, it's all given here. Okay, I think I covered quite a lot of information here. You should be able to learn from this. These are all something which you can learn by yourself. I wanted to show you more, like there is an option for learning Datadog using this 101 course. You have a lab instance where you can get the Datadog account, which is available for 14 days. Make use of it. Enjoy learning. You ingest your logs. You do whatever you want, and be an expert on the Datadog. That's what I will say, and improve your skills. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching, and if you are new to my channel, I would request you to subscribe, like my video, share, and give your comments in the feedback section. So until next time we see in the new video, thank you.